Hope you're having a good day. Hope I'm not boring you guys to death with my Ficus Microcarpa over a rock. But this is another one. This is actually the one I'm calling number one. The video I just did used to be on this rock as well, and I could tell that this one was going to give it so big it was going to overtake the other one, and the other one was like just right on the edge, so I was able to put it off and get it on another rock. So this one's been on here for about 3.5 years. I had it in a black pot for a while that I just cut down and cut down. Today I'm going to give it a hard prune. I'm going to get some wire on it, and I'm also going to repot it. Usually I let a lot of people cut their ficus back and then repot it then at that point. Usually I cut it back and let it recover just a little, and then I repot it because I know it's actively growing roots. But that's why I purposely left it alone for about 6 or 7 months. And I've just been letting it build up all this energy. This thing, you can see here that it's super overgrown and everything. So when I do cut it all back, that energy is just stored in there. That's what tropicals do. So it should bounce back just fine. So you can see I got the wire on there. I worked that wound there, and then this wound is actually, if you go back and look through the playlist, I had a huge sacrifice branch coming right there. I think it was pretty thick there. Also worked that a little bit, and I didn't do any bending yet. I want to see what I'm going to do with the angle on this thing. And I really just got to pull it up, take a look at it. I got 2 different pots in mind. I may even put it just right back where it is, just change the angle a little bit or whatever, or, raise it up out of there. So I got this pot that I actually use. This is a concrete mixing tub here with an upside down training pot that I kind of use for my videos. The next size down from this that I might use. And then I also have a heavier one. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, this is the side with the real stump on it here. This tree is one with the rock here, but what I've noticed with a lot of these, you know, trees like this or whatever, is just like one or two roots just like in one spot, and all of a sudden you'll notice it's not really on the rock anymore. This guy is coming way around, all the way around here, and that's one of the things, you know, you don't want the circling stuff. So I'm going to try to tease it out, trim it low there, and then I'm going to take my American chopstick here, I mean, this is my first cuttings I ever took, first root over rock I ever did. Surprisingly enough, turning out quite well. You know, but one of the mistakes is you don't really want that air in there, you know, or that gap in there. But at this point, I think it's developed well enough on this rock where it looks really nice, and I can just kind of work with it as it is. Up front here, this is mostly dirt, but it is also, there's another root coming from that other side wrapped around. For a repot like this, I mean, I want to repot it well. I want to be able to get it in. But if at any time I notice that it's loose from the rock at all, I'll go ahead and just call it done, stop teasing it out or whatever, and get it put into whatever kind of training pot I pick. Now, this is just one chunk of peat here. Couple of roots coming around from the other way, but then you have this one root coming down here. But that is where the root is where the rock is like the shallowest, and I may be able to kind of get it at a little more of an angle like that. There's another circling root here. Now this one actually was circling from this way and went that way. Still is, all in all, really solid on here. Tease some of this stuff out from underneath. That's what we've got. There was a round pot that was a little shallower than this, a little bit smaller than this, that I kind of really, I mean, it would look really nice in it, but I would like to be able to keep it out in full sun and let it develop a few more years before I try to get in a state like that. And once I have them in glazed pots, I like to keep them out of the weather a little bit more, a little more protected, worry about tying them down and all that, where in this cheap thing here, I can kind of let it sit out there where it can get stormed on and everything, and just let it go for a few more years. You know, since I am just kind of leaving it in training, it's kind of a little bit of an oblong rock. I am changing the angle a little bit, but I can't really, you know, do it like this to where the short side would be the front or something like that. It's going to have to be in there just kind of oblong, if you will. And again, since it still is in training, just kind of play around with the front and everything as I go. Go ahead and get some more soil in there. right, so I think that turned out pretty well. Hopefully, you know, my goal here would be next year I could maybe raise it up just a little bit more in here. Year after that, a little more. A fig tree like this and nice healthy soil like this, I could leave it in here for a lifetime if I wanted to, but just kind of raise it up every year for 3 or 4 years, and then think about getting in something a little bit more shallow, a little more showy, you know, with a glaze on there or whatever. Some angles it really does look nice. I waited to, you know, do the bending here with the I did wind up changing the angle a little bit, not a lot.